I was asked recently if we can extract data from existing data sources, so things like an Excel table, for example, and bring that data into our Inventor iProperties. So I had a look at this, and we can, using a quick and simple iLogic rule. It's very simple to actually build up a rule that will go and interrogate an external source and grab the relevant data. So, for example, this could be data that's part of a business system, so something like an ERP or MRP system, which contains property information, part numbers, descriptions, material information, purchasing information, etc., that you may want to include inside of your iProperties inside of Autodesk Inventor. So to do this, first thing I've got an Excel spreadsheet. Got an Excel spreadsheet which contains some information, which in this case we're simulating an export from an ERP system. We've got some part numbers, some descriptions, materials, cost centers, vendors, project, and also an ERP ID here. So we don't need that for the time being. We go back to Inventor, and I'm just going to create myself a new rule. I'm going to create myself a new iLogic rule. So go to the Manage ribbon, click on Add Rule, and I'm just going to call this Get Data. Now the thing that we need to do is we need to open up the Excel spreadsheet in the rule, and then we need to interrogate the spreadsheet for a value, which will find the row, and then grab the corresponding data for that row and put it into a property. Now, just to save me a little bit of time, and so you don't have to sit there watching me type all this out, I've got this that I can just copy and paste from a text file. Just paste that into my rule, and then I can go through with you what is actually going on here. Now, if you want this code, just visit my blog, which is autodeskmfg.blogspot.com, and you'll be able to download this code as a text file that you can just copy and paste. So this first line of the rule is just asking us what's the name of the part number that we want to get the data for. Then it'll go and open up the Excel spreadsheet, which in this case is d:\export.xlsx. Then we've got the sheet name, and then we've got the column that we need to go and find the part number, and then the boolean, which is equals that string, which in this case is whatever we type into that input box. I'm then going to go and say, well, go and find the corresponding value for description and place it into a variable called strdesc for description. Then go and find under the column material and go and create that as str material, and do the same for cost center, vendor, project, and ERP_ID. Now that we've got these as values inside of our iLogic rule, I can then go and place these into the iProperties. So I'm just saying, well, for the iProperties, for the project and property part number, go and input the value for strnum, which is what we put in at the top here. And then for the next one, we're going to do the description, the cost, the vendor, etc. And you'll notice that they're all the same, except for this one down at the bottom here, or towards the bottom, where rather than going to the project tab, we're going to the custom tab, where we need to have a custom property called ERP_ID. And then the final one is our material, which will go and use the value str material, which is grabbed from the Excel spreadsheet. The final thing within this rule is it's just going to show us a message box just to show that all the properties are being applied to our part number. So let's run this and let's see what we get. So I'll say OK. Please enter the part number. So I know that the part number is going to be SB1002. Hit enter. And actually we've got an error here. Cannot find the property named ERP_ID. So let's just cancel our rule. Let's go to our iProperties, and what we'll find is that actually some of this information has already been filled in. Project, we can see that the cost center has been filled in, but it's the custom value here that hasn't been filled in. And the reason that it's not been filled in is because we didn't have a property called ERP_ID in existence with this particular file. So you can see that we've got SB1002, main bracket, the project it's for, the cost center it's for, etc. And I've now got the custom property in there. So I'm going to run this again. I'm going to run this rule again. But just to show that there's no cheating with this, I'm going to choose a different part number, SB1003. I'll say OK. We get our little dialog to say all properties have been applied to SB1003. Let's go and look at those iProperties. Look in project, and we can see that we've now got different properties in here. SB1003, holding plate, got the project number, cost center. I can see that in my custom properties that our ERP ID has been brought across, and also the physical properties have been changed, so it's now stainless steel. So with just a very short space of time and a very little amount of creating, or a very little amount of time creating an iLogic rule, we can save ourselves a whole heap of time because we don't have to go and look for that data any longer, because the data we can have Autodesk Inventor go and grab that data for us and have it populate into our iProperties. And don't forget, if you're using Autodesk Vault, as long as you've got all your properties mapped, then those values that we've just grabbed from that Excel spreadsheet will automatically be indexed inside of your Vault as well.